Imagine five brothers, born of celestial gods, bound together not just by blood but by destiny. They weren't just warriors, they were living symbols of Dharma. The Pandavas, central figures in the Mahabharata, embody the journey of struggle, redemption, and triumph. But what made them legendary? Was it their divine origins, their extraordinary skills, or the trials they faced together? Let's find out. The Pandavas are the sons of Kunti and Madri, fathered by celestial gods. They include Yudhishthira, Bhima, Arjuna, Nakula, and Sahadeva. Each brother had a unique skill, a defining strength that made them powerful individually, but together they were unstoppable. Yudhishthira, the eldest, was the embodiment of truth and justice. Known for his wisdom, he was often seen as the moral compass of the group. Then there's Bhima, the second brother, whose immense strength made him a force to be reckoned with. Arjuna, the third, was the greatest archer of his time and a master of divine weapons. And let's not forget the youngest twins, Nakula and Sahadeva, who brought charm, loyalty, and unique skills in swordsmanship and astrology. Together, they weren't just brothers, they were a team, united by their bond and their shared purpose. But their journey wasn't easy. Every step was a test of their unity and their adherence to Dharma. In our last video, we explored Duryodhana, a man driven by ambition, loyalty, and rivalry. His story was shaped by his desire to claim what he believed was rightfully his. But the Pandavas, they were shaped by a different force, Dharma. Duryodhana and the Pandavas were two sides of the same coin. While Duryodhana's journey was about power and proving himself, the Pandava's journey was about facing trials, overcoming injustice, and staying true to their principles. Their stories are intertwined, and neither is complete without the other. The Pandavas aren't just warriors in the Mahabharata, they are its heart. Their story explores some of the most profound themes of human life: loyalty, justice, sacrifice, and resilience. They faced betrayal, exile, and loss, and yet they never gave up. For instance, think about the game of dice. Losing their kingdom, their freedom, and even their dignity wasn't just a test of endurance, it was a challenge of their unity. And during their 13 years of exile, they didn't just survive, they prepared for the battle to reclaim their rightful place. Even in the Kurukshetra war, the Pandavas stood not just for victory, but for Dharma. Each brother had a role to play, from Yudhishthira's strategy to Bhima's strength, Arjuna's precision, and the unwavering loyalty of Nakula and Sahadeva. Their bond was their greatest weapon. So, what makes the Pandavas so legendary? First, their divine origins. Born of gods, their skills and strengths were unparalleled. Yudhishthira inherited righteousness from Dharma, Bhima his strength from Vayu, and Arjuna his skill from Indra. Nakula and Sahadeva, born of the Ashwini twins, embodied loyalty and charm. But divine origins alone don't make heroes. It was their actions, their choices, and their ability to rise above challenges that made them unforgettable. They weren't perfect. Yudhishthira's obsession with truth sometimes clouded his judgment. Bhima's impulsiveness led to rash decisions, and even Arjuna struggled with pride. Yet, they grew through their flaws, becoming better leaders and warriors. One of the most inspiring aspects of the Pandavas is their unity. Despite their differences in personality and strength, they stood by each other through every trial. From the humiliation of the Kurukot to the wilderness of exile, their bond never wavered, and this unity was tested time and again. Think about it. How easy would it have been for envy or pride to break them apart? Yet, they remained united, not just as brothers, but as a symbol of resilience. Their story reminds us that strength lies not just in individual brilliance, but collective purpose. The Pandava journey is one of divine origin, extraordinary challenges, and unwavering unity. As we dive deeper into their story, we will explore their childhood, their strengths, their trials, and how they shaped the Mahabharata itself. And speaking of shaping the Mahabharata, one name stands out: Draupadi. She wasn't just their queen, she was their guide, their strength, and a key figure in their journey. In the next video, we'll uncover her incredible story. Five brothers, born of celestial blessings, destined to rule, yet challenge at every step. The Pandavas weren't just warriors, they were living examples of dharma, resilience, and human flaws. Their story begins with extraordinary divine intervention. But as we will see, being chosen by the gods didn't make their path any easier. So, how did these legendary figures come into existence? Let's dive into the fascinating tale of their birth and divine origins. The story begins with Kunti, a princess who became the mother of the Pandavas. When she was young, Kunti served sage Durvasa with unparalleled devotion. The sage, pleased with her dedication, gifted her a divine mantra. This wasn't an ordinary blessing. The mantra allowed her to summon any celestial god to bless her with a child. Like any curious teenager, Kunti couldn't resist testing this mantra. She invoked Surya, the sun god, and to her surprise, she was blessed with a son, Karna. He was radiant like the sun itself, a child born of divine power. But Kunti was unmarried, and societal norms of the time loomed heavily over her. In her fear and desperation, Kunti placed baby Karna in a basket and set him afloat on the river. This heart-wrenching decision was not just an act of survival, it became the seed of a conflict that would define the Mahabharata. Years later, Kunti married Pandu, the king of Hastinapur, but tragedy struck when Pandu was cursed by a sage. The curse was severe. If Pandu fathered a child, he would die instantly. This curse left him devastated and the throne without an heir. With Pandu's consent, Kunti turned to sage Durvasa's mantra for help. She invoked Dharma, the god of righteousness, who blessed her with her first son, Yudhishthira. Yudhishthira wasn't just the eldest Pandava. He embodied truth and justice, traits that would guide his brothers in their darkest time. Kunti then invoked Vayu, the wind god, to bless her with a second son, Bhima. Bhima was no ordinary child. He was born with immense strength and an unshakable spirit. He would grow to be the protector of his family, often standing between his brothers and danger. Finally, Kunti called upon Indra, the king of gods, and was blessed with Arjuna. Arjuna's birth was a moment of celestial significance. Indra gifted him with unmatched archery skills and the courage of a true leader. Arjuna would later become a pivotal figure in the Kurukshetra war. But what about Pandu's second wife Madri? She too launched for children. Understanding her co-wife's pain, Kunti shared the mantra with Madri. Madri invoked the Ashwini twins, celestial healers, and gave birth to Nakula and Sahadeva. Nakula, the fourth Pandava, was known for his charm and unparalleled skill in horse care. Sahadeva, the youngest, was gifted with the intelligence and expertise in astrology. Together, they brought balance to the Pandava family. With Nakula's practicality and Sahadeva's wisdom, the brothers had a well-rounded team. Thus, the Pandavas came into existence, not just as heirs to Hastinapur, but as symbols of divine will and human potential. Each Pandava inherited traits from their celestial fathers. Yudhishthira's wisdom and sense of dharma made him a natural leader. Bhima's strength, gifted by Vayu, made him fearless in battle. Arjuna, with his skills and divine weapons from Indra, was the ultimate warrior. Nakula and Sahadeva, though often in the background, were no less important. Nakula's charm and Sahadeva's intellect complemented the group, ensuring that they excelled in every field, from warfare to governance. These divine traits were not just gifts, they came with responsibilities. The Pandavas weren't just expected to lead, they were expected to uphold justice and dharma, even when faced with impossible choices. Being born of the gods set the Pandavas apart, but it also made their journey challenging. Their celestial lineage made them targets of envy and betrayal. Duryodhana, their cousin, couldn't accept their divine superiority. His jealousy fueled the rivalry that became the backbone of the Mahabharata. Their divine origins also drew them closer to Krishna, who became their ally, guide, and strategist. Krishna didn't just help them win battles, he helped them navigate the complexities of life and dharma. But divine heritage wasn't a free pass. The Pandavas faced trials that tested their unity, their morality, and their willpower. Their journey wasn't just about using their gifts, but about proving that they were worthy of them. What makes the Pandava story so relatable is that they weren't perfect. Despite their divine origins, they had flaws. Yudhishthira's obsession with truth sometimes made him naive. Bhima's strength often led to impulsiveness. Arjuna struggled with pride. And Nakula and Sahadeva, while skilled, often stayed in the shadows. But these flaws didn't define them. Instead, the Pandavas worked through their weaknesses, becoming stronger and wiser with every challenge. They turned their divine gifts into tools for justice, showing us that greatness isn't just inherited, it's earned. Their birth story is a powerful reminder. It tells us that even when we are blessed with talent or opportunity, it's our choices, actions, and perseverance that truly define who we are. And this is where their incredible journey begins. The Pandavas, born of divine origins, were destined to shape the Mahabharata and the world around them. But their path was far from easy. As we move forward, we will explore their childhood, the trials they faced, and their rise as warriors and leaders. Imagine growing up in a royal household where every step is a test, every rivalry is battle, and every lesson shapes your destiny. The Pandavas' early life wasn't just about survival, it was about proving themselves and preparing for greatness. From their rigorous training under Drona to their first test of war against King Drupad, Their journey is one of resilience, skill, and unity. Let's dive into the Pandavas' childhood, their legendary skill competition, and the events that set the stage for their epic story. The Pandavas grew up in the grand palace of Hastinapur, surrounded by luxury but also challenges. After the untimely deaths of their father Pandu and their mother Madri, they were raised by their mother Kunti and cared for by Bhishma, the patriarch of the Kuru dynasty. Along with their cousins, the Kauravas, they were groomed as royal heirs, learning the duties of princes. But their lives were anything but peaceful. Duryodhana, the eldest Kaurava, saw the Pandavas as threats to his claim to the throne. His rivalry with Bhima in particular stood out. From their early days, every game, every competition became a battlefield for Duryodhana to assert his superiority. Little did he know these challenges were only making the Pandavas stronger. Their royal education included training under Guru Dronacharya, a master of warfare renowned for his skill in every weapon and his strategic genius. Drona's Gurukul wasn't just about physical training, it was about shaping the mind and spirit for leadership and battle. Each Pandava excelled in their own way. Yudhishthira, the eldest, focused on governance and spear combat. His calm judgment and adherence to Dharma made him a natural leader. Bhima's training emphasized his immense physical strength, turning him into a formidable mace fighter. Arjuna, meanwhile, quickly became Drona's favorite, mastering archery with unmatched dedication and precision. Nakula and Sahadeva, often overlooked in popular retellings, were equally skilled. Nakula excelled in swordsmanship and horsemanship, while Sahadeva's brilliance in astrology and strategy made him a valuable asset. Together, they formed a group whose strengths complemented one another perfectly. After years of rigorous training, the time came for the Pandavas and Kauravas to showcase their skills. Drona organized a grand competition in Hastinapur, attended by the kingdom's nobles and citizens. This wasn't just an event, it was a chance to demonstrate their abilities and claim their place as future leaders. The arena was abuzz with excitement as the princes took turns displaying their skills. Yudhishthira impressed the crowd with his composure and mastery of the spear. Bhima's incredible feats of strength, like breaking messes and lifting heavy objects, left the audience in awe. And then there was Arjuna. His performance was nothing short of spectacular, shooting arrows with precision, hitting moving targets blindfolded, and demonstrating his mastery of divine weapons. Arjuna emerged as the star of the show, but this event wasn't without drama. Duryodhana, consumed by jealousy, challenged Bhima to a duel. The clash of their strength became a spectacle, with neither willing to back down. Despite Duryodhana's attempts to overshadow the Pandavas, it was clear that they had established themselves as the kingdom's most promising warriors. With their training complete, Drona asked his students for Guru Dakshina. His request? Revenge against King Drupad of Panchala, a former friend who had humiliated him. This mission wasn't just about loyalty to their teacher. It was the first real test of the Pandavas' unity and leadership. The Pandavas, along with the Kauravas, marched to Panchala to face Drupad's forces. The battle was fierce. Bhima, wielding his mace, tore through enemy soldiers like a storm. Nakula and Sahadeva ensured the army's movements were coordinated using their skills to outmaneuver the enemy. But the victory was secured by Arjuna. With his unmatched skills in archery, he breached Drupad's defenses and captured the king. This act solidified Arjuna's role as a leader and earned the Pandavas great respect. Drupad, though defeated, accepted his fate. Drona, instead of exacting harsh revenge, took half of Drupad's kingdom as compensation. This event, however, planted seeds of future conflict. Humiliated, Drupad performed a yajna, or sacrificial ritual, to create two powerful offspring, Draupadi and Drishtadyumna, who would play pivotal roles in the Pandava story. Their victory over Drupad didn't end the Pandava challenges. Back in Hastinapur, Duryodhana's jealousy continued to grow. He had schemes to harm the Pandavas, including an infamous attempt to poison Bhima. During a picnic by the Ganga, Duryodhana spiked Bhima's food and pushed him into the river. But Bhima, protected by the Nagas, not only survived but emerged stronger. Another major incident was the House of Lag. Duryodhana, with Shakuni's cunning, plotted to burn the Pandavas alive in a flammable palace during a festival in Varnavata. However, the Pandavas, warned by Vidura, escaped through a secret tunnel. This event was a turning point as it tested their resourcefulness and unity. These early experiences, rivalries, trainings, and battles weren't just trials, they were opportunities for growth. The Pandavas learned resilience, teamwork, and the importance of Dharma. Their bond as brothers became their greatest strength, carrying them through every challenge. They also learned the complexities of leadership. Yudhishthira's calm, Bhima's strength, Arjuna's precision and the balance brought by Nakula and Sahadeva prepared them not just for battle but for governance and diplomacy. The Pandavas' early years were the foundation of their greatness. From mastering their skills under Drona to overcoming to Duryodhana's schemes, every challenge made them stronger. They weren't just warriors, they were leaders, protectors, and symbols of Dharma. What stands out most is their growth. Despite their divine origins, they faced the same struggles and flaws as anyone else. But through their unity and perseverance, they turned their challenges into stepping stones to greatness. And this is where the Pandavas' incredible journey truly begins. With their training complete and their bond unbreakable, they were ready to face the trials that lay ahead. What makes a warrior truly legendary? Is it their skills, their discipline, or their ability to rise above their weaknesses? The Pandavas were no ordinary warriors. They were symbols of strength, unity, and dharma. But each of them had unique strengths, mastered incredible weapons, and like all of us, carried their own flaws. Let's start with Yudhishthira, the eldest Pandava. Known as the embodiment of dharma, he was a symbol of justice, fairness, and truth. Yudhishthira wasn't the strongest physically, but his strength lay in his unwavering commitment to doing what was right, even when it wasn't easy. In battle, Yudhishthira was a master of the spear and chariot warfare. His calm demeanor made him a reliable strategist and a steady leader. His adherence to Dharma, however, was both his strength and his weakness. For instance, his inability to lie made him predictable, and this trait was exploited during the game of dice. Despite this, Yudhishthira's moral compass held the Pandavas together, guiding them through the most challenging moments. Now let's talk about Bhima, the second brother. Bhima was the powerhouse of the Pandavas. Born with immense physical strength, he was often compared to a raging storm. If you wanted someone to crush 100 Kauravas in battle or a mountain of food at dinner, Bhima was your man. Bhima's weapon of choice was the mace, and he was a master at wielding it. His duels, especially with Duryodhana and other powerful warriors, were the stuff of legend. But Bhima's strength wasn't just physical, it was also emotional. He was fiercely loyal to his family and unshakable to his resolve. However, Bhima's impulsiveness was both a blessing and a curse. His temper often led to rash decisions, and he sometimes struggled to balance his strength with strategy. Yet, in the chaos of battle, Bhima's raw power was an asset the Pandavas could always count on. Next up is Arjuna, the third Pandava and arguably the most celebrated warrior of his time. Arjuna's skill with the bow and arrow was unparalleled. With his divine bow Gandiva and the blessings of gods like Indra and Shiva, Arjuna could take down entire armies single-handedly. Arjuna wasn't just a great warrior, he was a student of discipline and hard work. His tireless practice and devotion to his craft made him a favorite of Guru Drona. Remember the iconic scene where he shoots a bird's eye because he focuses only on the target. That's Arjuna in a nutshell. Focused, precise, and unstoppable. But even Arjuna wasn't without flaws. His pride in his skill sometimes clouded his judgment. During the Kurukshetra war, he hesitated to fight his own family, needing Krishna's guidance in the form of the Bhagavad Gita to overcome his doubts. Arjuna's journey teaches us that even the greatest need wisdom and guidance. Now let's move to Nakula, the fourth Pandava. Often overlooked, Nakula was an exceptional swordsman and an expert in horse care. His charm and elegance added a unique dimension to the Pandava's skill set. Nakula's ability to care for horses wasn't just practical. It was symbolic of his ability to maintain balance whether on the battlefield or in the wilderness. Nakula's calm demeanor and expertise made him a reliable member of the team. However, Nakula's vanity about his looks was a weakness. He took great pride in his appearance, which sometimes distracted him from the bigger picture. Despite this, his charm and skills made him an invaluable part of the Pandava family. Finally, we have Sahadeva, the youngest Pandava. Sahadeva was a master swordsman like his twin Nakula, but his true strength lay in his intellect. As an expert astrologer, Sahadeva often guided the Pandavas with his foresight and strategic thinking. Sahadeva's intelligence wasn't just limited to astrology. He was a keen observer and a quick learner, making him an essential part of the Pandava's decision-making process. His ability to predict outcomes and devise plans often gave the Pandavas an edge in critical situations. However, Sahadeva's humility sometimes worked against him. He often stayed in the background, letting his brothers take the spotlight. While this made him a dependable team player, it also meant that his contributions were sometimes underappreciated. What makes the Pandavas truly extraordinary is how their individual strengths complemented one another. Yudhishthira's wisdom, Bhima's strength, Arjuna's skill, Nakula's charm, and Sahadeva's intellect created a team that was nearly unstoppable. Each brother brought something unique to the table, and together they overcame challenges that would have defeated most. But their weaknesses also shaped their journey. Yudhishthira's rigid adherence to Dharma, Bhima's impulsiveness, Arjuna's pride, Nakula's vanity, and Sahadeva's modesty. All these traits made them human. And it's this humanity that makes their story so relatable. They weren't perfect, but they worked through their flaws to achieve greatness. So, what can we learn from the strengths and weaknesses of the Pandavas? First, that no one is perfect, not even divine heroes. What matters is how we use our strengths and work through our weaknesses. Second, their story teaches us the power of teamwork. Individually, they were great, but together, they were unstoppable. The Pandavas reminds us that greatness isn't just about skill or power. It's about balance, growth, and the ability to overcome our inner battle. Their journey shows us that even the most legendary warriors are, at their core, human. Next, we will explore how they faced their greatest trials, from exile to the Kurukshetra war, and how their unity and resilience were tested like never before. Victory isn't just about battles, it's about overcoming challenges, uniting for a cause, and creating a legacy. The Pandavas, the legendary brothers of the Mahabharata, achieved greatness not just through their strength and skills, but through their resilience, unity, and unwavering commitment to Dharma. Today, we will explore their major achievements, from winning Draupadi's hand to their triumphs in the Kurukshetra war, and how these milestones defined their legacy. Let's start with one of the most iconic moments in the Mahabharata, the Swayamvara of Draupadi. This wasn't just a wedding ceremony, it was a test of skill and valor. Princes and warriors from across the land gathered, hoping to win the hand of the beautiful Draupadi. The challenge was set: string a massive bow and shoot an arrow through the eye of a spinning fish, all while looking at its reflection in water. Sounds impossible, right? But for Arjuna, the greatest archer of his time, it was a chance to prove his unmatched skill. As Arjuna stepped forward, disguised as a humble Brahman, everyone doubted him. But with calm focus, he strung the bow, aimed and hit the target with precision. Draupadi's heart was won, and so was her hand in the marriage. This victory wasn't just about love, it was a moment that united the Pandavas with one of the most powerful women of the epic. After their marriage to Draupadi, the Pandavas were given a barren piece of land called Khandoprastha by Dhritarashtra. It seemed like an insult, but the Pandavas turned it into an opportunity. With Krishna's guidance, they transformed this wasteland into the magnificent city of Indraprastha. Indraprastha wasn't just a city, it was a symbol of the Pandavas' leadership, vision, and determination. Its prosperity became the envy of the rivals, especially Duryodhana. But the Pandavas didn't stop there. Yudhishthira, as the eldest, decided to perform the Rajasuya Yajna, a grand ritual to assert their sovereignty. This wasn't just a religious ceremony, it was a political statement. Through alliances and conquest, the Pandavas established their dominance across the land, earning the respect of kings and commoners alike. The Rajasuya Yajna marked the height of their power, but it also sowed the seeds of envy and conflict, especially in the heart of Duryodhana, who couldn't bear to see their success. But greatness isn't just about victories, it's about how you face setbacks. The Pandavas' darkest chapter came after the infamous Game of Dice, where they lost everything: their kingdom, their freedom, and even their dignity. Exiled to the forest for 13 years, the Pandavas faced unimaginable hardships. They had to survive in the wilderness, protect their wife Draupadi, and stay united despite the odds. But these years weren't just about survival, they were about preparation. During this time, the Pandavas gained invaluable allies, including Krishna, and acquired divine weapons that would later turn the tide in their favor. Despite the humiliation and challenges, they never lost sight of their goal: to reclaim their rightful place and restore justice. And then came the defining moment of their journey, the Kurukshetra war. This wasn't just a battle for a throne, it was a fight for Dharma. The Pandavas faced the Kauravas and their allies, some of whom were their own teachers and loved ones. Despite being outnumbered, the Pandavas emerged victorious through strategy, skill, and unity. Each brother played a crucial role. Yudhishthira led with wisdom and calm, maintaining moral and focus even in the darkest moment. Bhima, the powerhouse, fulfilled his vow to Draupadi by defeating all the Kauravas, including Duryodhana in their final match duel. Arjuna, guided by Krishna, took on the mightiest warriors, including Karna, his own elder brother, and emerged victorious. Nakula and Sahadeva provided critical support, ensuring the army's movements and strategy were flawless. Victory came at a cost. Lives were lost, relationships were broken, and the world was forever changed. But the Pandavas upheld Dharma, proving that justice and righteousness can triumph even in the face of overwhelming odds. So, what makes the Pandavas' achievements so inspiring? It's not just the victories themselves, but the qualities that led to them. Their unity, resilience, and ability to rise above challenges reminds us that greatness isn't about avoiding difficulties, it's about facing them head on. The Pandavas weren't perfect, they made mistakes, they had flaws, and they faced failures. But they learned, adapted, and stayed true to their purpose. Their achievements show us that true success lies in perseverance, teamwork, and staying aligned with one's values. And this is just the surface of the Pandavas' legacy. Their victories, though monumental, were only part of their journey. Next, we will explore how they faced their greatest challenges, both on the battlefield and within themselves, and how these trials shaped their destiny. What makes a hero truly great? It's not just their victories, but how they face their challenges, their losses, and their moments of despair. The Pandavas, as legendary as they were, had their fair share of setbacks. They faced betrayal, exile, heartbreak, and internal conflicts that would have broken most. But it's in these struggles that their story becomes truly inspiring. Today, let's dive into the challenges and losses of the Pandavas and how they rose above them. Let's start with one of the most pivotal moments in the Mahabharata, the infamous game of dice. Invited by Duryodhana and Shakuni, Yudhishthira was drawn into a high-stakes gamble. It began as a seemingly harmless game but quickly turned into a trap. Shakuni's cunning dice ensured that Yudhishthira lost every round. What did he lose? Everything, his kingdom, his wealth, and even his brothers. But the most heart-wrenching moment came when Yudhishthira struck Draupadi. When he lost her, the Kuru court witnessed one of its darkest moments. Draupadi, dragged into the assembly, humiliated and disrespected, became the spark for the eventual Kurukshetra war. The game of dice wasn't just about material loss. It shattered the Pandavas' dignity and forced them into a 13-year exile. For Yudhishthira, this became a source of guilt that he carried for years. For Draupadi, it became a war for justice. And for the Pandavas as a whole, it was a taste of their unity and resilience. Exile wasn't just a punishment, it was a trial by fire. For 13 years, the Pandavas lived in the wilderness, far from the comforts of palace life. They faced harsh conditions, constant threats from enemies, and the weight of their humiliation. Yet, these years also became a time of growth. Bhima's strength protected the family, while Yudhishthira's wisdom kept them united. Arjuna spent part of this time acquiring divine weapons, including the Pashupata Astra from Lord Shiva. Draupadi, despite her anger and grief, stood as a pillar of strength, reminding the Pandavas of their ultimate goal, to reclaim justice. The final year of exile, where they had to live incognito, brought its own set of challenges. Disguised in the court of King Virata, the Pandavas faced constant risk of being discovered, but they adapted, proving that even in adversity, they could outsmart their enemies. Exile ended, but the challenge didn't. The Kurukshetra war was a battle for justice, but it came with an unimaginable cost. The Pandavas lost allies, loved ones, and even parts of themselves in the process. Perhaps the most heartbreaking loss was that of Abhimanyu, Arjuna's brave young son. Abhimanyu, just 16 years old, entered the Chakravyuha and fought valiantly. Surrounded by some of the greatest warriors of the time, he was ultimately killed in a brutal and unfair battle. His death wasn't just a personal loss, it was a moment that shook the Pandavas and intensified their resolve. Other significant losses include Ghatatkocha, Bhima's son, who sacrificed his life to save the Pandava army, and the countless allies who gave their lives on the battlefield. Each loss reminded the Pandavas of the cost of their fight for Dharma. Beyond external challenges, the Pandavas faced battles within themselves. Yudhishthira, as the eldest, carried the weight of responsibility. His decision to gamble in the game of dice haunted him, filling him with guilt and self-doubt. Even during the war, he struggled with the morality of fighting family members. Bhima, on the other hand, often wrestled with his impulsiveness and anger. While his strength was an asset, his temper sometimes clouded his judgment. Arjuna, despite his skills, faced moments of doubt, most famously on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, where he hesitated to fight his own kin. Even Nakula and Sahadeva, though less vocal about their struggles, faced moments of doubt and frustration. These internal conflicts weren't just obstacles, they were reminders that even heroes are human, filled with fears and flaws. Amidst their challenges, one figure stood as their guide and protector, Krishna. His wisdom, compassion, and strategic brilliance became the Pandavas' greatest asset. Whether it was his intervention during Draupadi's humiliation, his guidance during their exile, or his role as Arjuna's charioteer in the war. Krishna was always there. Perhaps the most iconic moment of Krishna's guidance is the Bhagavad Gita. On the battlefield, as Arjuna hesitated to fight, Krishna delivered his timeless teachings on duty, dharma, and the nature of life. This wasn't just a lesson for Arjuna, it was a lesson for humanity. Krishna's role in their lives wasn't just about helping them win battles, it was about helping them stay true to their values, even when the world seemed to crumble around them. So, what do the Pandavas' challenges and losses teaches us? First, that life's greatest lessons often come from its hardest moments. The Pandavas didn't just endure their trials, they grew because of them. Second, their story reminds us of the importance of unity and resilience. Even in their darkest hours, the Pandavas stood together, drawing strength from each other. Their struggles also highlight the human side of their journey. Despite their divine origins and legendary status, they faced fears, doubts, and heartbreak just like any of us. And it's this humanity that makes their story so powerful. The Pandavas' challenges and losses weren't just setbacks, they were stepping stones to their ultimate victory. But what happened after the war? How did they rebuild a world torn apart by conflict? And what legacy did they leave behind? In the next chapter, we'll explore their journey after the war. Every great journey has its end, but what makes it truly memorable is how it concludes. The Pandavas, who faced unimaginable trials, fought epic battles, and upheld Dharma, eventually reached a point where their duties as rulers and warriors came to an end. But their final journey wasn't about power or glory, it was a spiritual quest, a journey towards salvation. Today, let's walk with the Pandavas on their last journey, filled with symbolism, reflection, and lessons for all of us. After ruling Hastinapur for decades and restoring peace to a war-torn kingdom, the Pandavas felt the weight of time and their past. The Kurukshetra war had brought them victory but at a great personal cost. Loved ones lost, relationships strained, and the burden of leading a world forever scarred by conflict. Yudhishthira, always guided by Dharma, decided it was time to pass the throne to next generation. He handed over the reins to Parikshit, Arjuna's grandson. With their earthly duties complete, the Pandavas, along with Draupadi, chose to renounce the world. This wasn't just an ordinary retirement, it was the Mahaprasthan, the great departure. The Pandavas set out on a journey toward the Himalayas, a symbolic path to heaven. This decision marked their transition from warriors and kings to seekers of truth and liberation. The Mahaprasthan wasn't just a physical journey, it was a test of their spirits. As they ascended the mountains, the Pandavas faced a harsh truth. Not all of them would reach the summit. Along the way, one by one they fell, each representing a human flaw or lesson. First was Draupadi, the queen who had stood by them through every trial. She fell because of her partiality towards Arjuna, a flaw that symbolized attachment. Next was Sahadeva, the youngest brother, whose wisdom and intelligence were unmatched. His fall represented his silent pride in his knowledge. Nakula, known for his charm and beauty, was next to fall. His vanity about his appearance became his undoing. Then came Arjuna, the greatest warrior of all. Despite his unmatched skills, his overconfidence and pride caused his fall. Bhima, the powerhouse of the Pandavas, fell next. His gluttony and pride in his strength symbolized the human struggle with excess. In the end, only Yudhishthira remained. True to his nature, he walked steadfastly, accompanied by a loyal dog who had joined them at the start of their journey. This dog, as simple as it seemed, became a symbol of loyalty and dharma. When Yudhishthira reached the gates of heaven, he was tested one final time. Indra, the king of gods, welcomed him but told him the dog could not enter. Yudhishthira, however, refused to abandon the dog, saying that loyalty and compassion were above all else. This unwavering commitment to dharma was Yudhishthira's ultimate test. It revealed that his adherence to righteousness was not just theoretical but deeply ingrained in his character. The dog, in truth, was a manifestation of dharma, the god of righteousness himself, who had accompanied Yudhishthira to validate his purity. As Yudhishthira entered heaven, he faced yet another surprise. He didn't find his brothers or Draupadi there. Instead, he saw the Kauravas, including Duryodhana, enjoying celestial bliss. His brothers, he was told, were in hell, enduring punishment for their earthly flaws. Confused and heartbroken, Yudhishthira questioned the gods. But this was another test. It wasn't about punishment or reward. It was about showing Yudhishthira the transient nature of suffering and the deeper truths of karma and dharma. Eventually, Yudhishthira was reunited with his brothers and Draupadi in heaven, where their earthly flaws were forgiven and their virtues were celebrated. Together, they found eternal peace, completing their journey. The Mahaprasthan isn't just a story about the end of the Pandavas, it's a metaphor for the human journey. Each fall represents us a flaw that we too must confront. Draupadi's attachment, Sahadeva's pride, Nakula's vanity, Arjuna's overconfidence, and Bhima's gluttony are reflections of the human condition. Yudhishthira's unwavering adherence to Dharma reminds us of the importance of staying true to our principles, even when the path is difficult. His final test, where he chose loyalty over heavenly bliss, shows us that compassion and integrity are the highest virtues. And so, the journey of the Pandavas came to an end, but their legacy lives on. Their lives teach us about the complexity of Dharma, the strength in unity, and the grace in accepting our flaws and striving to overcome them. Every epic story leaves us with lessons, but few are as profound as those in the Mahabharata. The journey of the Pandavas isn't just a tale of war and victory, it's a story of unity, resilience, and the complex balance of human flaws and divine grace. The Pandavas' greatest strength wasn't their skills or their divine heritage, it was their bond as brothers. From childhood to their final journey, their unity carried them through every challenge. Each brother brought something unique to the table. Yudhishthira's wisdom, Bhima's strength, Arjuna's skill, Nakula's charm, and Sahadeva's intellect. Together, they formed a team that was greater than the sum of its parts. Even in exile, when the odds were stacked against them, their bond kept them moving forward. The lesson here is clear. True strength lies in unity, whether it's family, friends, or a team. Standing together makes even the impossible achievable. The Pandava journey was far from smooth. They faced betrayal, exile, and the pain of losing loved ones. But through it all, they persevered. Their resilience wasn't just about enduring hardships, it was about using those hardships as stepping stones to something greater. Take their 13 years of exile, for example. It wasn't just a punishment, it was a time of preparation. Arjuna gained divine weapons, Bhima strengthened his resolve, and Yudhishthira reflected on what it truly meant to lead with Dharma. Their ability to rise above challenges teaches us that setbacks are temporary, but perseverance creates legacies. Let's talk about their flaws. Because the Pandavas weren't perfect, Yudhishthira's obsession with Dharma sometimes blinded him to practical realities. Bhima's impulsiveness led to rash decisions. Arjuna struggled with pride, while Nakula and Sahadeva's strengths were often overshadowed by their quiet nature. But what makes their story inspiring is how they grew through these flaws. They didn't let their weaknesses define them. Instead, they learned, adapted, and evolved. And when they faltered, they had divine guidance, Krishna, to help them find their way. Krishna's role in their journey wasn't just about strategy, it was about teaching them the deeper truths of life and Dharma. His lessons, like those in the Bhagavad Gita, continue to resonate, reminding us that even the greatest heroes need guidance. Justice is a central theme in the Pandava story. From reclaiming their kingdom to fighting the Kurukshetra war, their journey was a pursuit of Dharma. But justice wasn't just about defeating their enemies, it was about creating a world where truth and righteousness prevailed. Their resilience, on the other hand, was about enduring the trials that came their way. Whether it was surviving the humiliation of the game of dice or enduring the emotional toll of war, the Pandavas showed us that resilience isn't just about surviving, it's about thriving despite the odds. So, what legacy do the Pandavas leave behind? First, they remind us of the importance of living with integrity and purpose. Their adherence to Dharma, even in the face of adversity, sets a standard for leadership and responsibility. Second, their story highlights the power of collaboration. No matter how skilled they were individually, it was their unity that allowed them to overcome every challenge. Finally, their journey shows us that even heroes are human. Their flaws make them relatable, and their growth makes them inspiring. The Pandavas' legacy isn't just about their victories, it's about the values they upheld, the lessons they learned, and the impact they left on the world. But the Pandavas' story wouldn't be complete without Draupadi. She wasn't just their queen, she was their strength, their guide, and the spark that ignited their greatest battles. Draupadi's journey is one of resilience and dignity. From the humiliation in the Kuru court to standing by the Pandavas through every trial, her story is a testament to the power of inner strength and unwavering determination. In the next chapter, we will explore Draupadi's life, her role as a queen, her trials, and how she became a symbol of justice and empowerment. Her journey isn't just a part of Mahabharata, it's a story that continues to inspire millions. Stay tuned as we uncover the extraordinary legacy of Draupadi.